In the dim glow of a roadside diner just off Highway 66, where the neon sign flickered like a weary heartbeat, Jax Harlan revved his Harley to a stop. Leader of the Iron Wolves biker gang, Jax was a towering figure with tattoos snaking up his arms like veins of rebellion, his leather jacket scarred from years of rough rides and rougher fights. The town of Willow Creek whispered his name in fear, rumors of brawls and midnight runs painted him as the devil on two wheels. But on this stormy evening, as rain hammered the asphalt, Jax wasn't looking for trouble. He was looking for a hot cup of coffee and a moment's peace from the ghosts that chased him. Inside the diner, the air smelled of grease and regret. Sarah Miller, a waitress with tired eyes and a forced smile, shuffled between tables, her apron stained from endless shifts. At 28, she carried the weight of a life derailed, a bad marriage to a man who drowned his failures in whiskey and took them out on her. The bruises on her arms were fresh, hidden under long sleeves, but they peeked out like secrets begging to be told. She poured Jax's coffee with trembling hands, her voice barely above a whisper. "Cream and sugar." He nodded, his sharp gaze catching the purple bloom on her wrist as she set the mug down. In that instant, something stirred in Jax, a memory of his own mother, battered and broken, before she fled into the night, leaving him to the streets. Jax wasn't one for small talk, but as Sarah turned away, he called out softly, "Hey, you okay?" She froze, her back to him, the diner's hum fading into silence. No one in Willow Creek asked questions like that. They saw the signs, the limps, the makeup smears, but looked away, too scared of her husband, Tom, the local mechanic with a temper like a lit fuse. Sarah mumbled something about being clumsy and hurried to the kitchen. But Jax's eyes followed her, and in the quiet of his mind, a plan began to form. He knew bruises like those weren't from falls, he'd worn them as a kid, badges of a father's rage. The next day, the Iron Wolves roared into town, their bikes thundering like an approaching storm. Whispers spread like wildfire. What were they doing here? Jax led his crew, tough men with hearts hardened by loss, to the diner during lunch rush. Sarah's heart sank as they piled in, filling the booths with leather and laughter. She braced for chaos, but Jax approached the counter with a gentleness that belied his size. "We'll take the specials," he said, then leaned in. "And tell me about those bruises." Her eyes widened in fear. "Please, don't. He'll kill me." Jax's jaw tightened. Tom was known around town, a bully who threw his weight around, but Jax had faced worse. That night, as Sarah closed up, Jax waited outside. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said, his voice low against the cricket symphony. "But I can't walk away." She broke then, tears spilling as she confessed. Tom's abuse had escalated, trapping her in a cycle of fear. No money to leave, no family to run to. Jax listened, his own past echoing in her words, his mother's escape, his abandonment, the gang that became his family. In a twist that surprised even him, Jax didn't offer violence. Instead, he said, "Come with us. We'll get you out." Sarah laughed bitterly. "A biker gang. That's my salvation." But Jax's eyes held no mockery. He revealed a side few knew. The Iron Wolves weren't just outlaws, they were survivors. Many had fled abuse, addiction, broken homes. They ran a secret network, helping women like Sarah vanish and start anew, fake ids, safe houses, job hooks in distant cities. It was their code, hidden beneath the roar of engines. Sarah hesitated, but as thunder cracked overhead, she nodded. The unexpected turn came when Jax called a town meeting at the diner the next morning, his gang flanking him like guardians. The whole town gathered, curious and wary. Tom stormed in, red-faced and bellowing. "What's this about?" Jax stood tall, his voice booming. "This is about Sarah. About the bruises you gave her." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Tom lunged, but the wolves held him back. In a profound realization that shocked Willow Creek, Jax didn't fight. He spoke. "I've been where she is, helpless, scared. But kindness. That's the real strength." He pulled out an envelope, $5,000 from the gang's slush fund, raised from odd jobs and rides for charity they never publicized. "This is for Sarah to start over. And Tom, you're done here." The climax hit like a wave. As Tom raged, the town turned. Neighbors who'd looked away now stepped forward, offering testimonies, jobs, even a lawyer from the crowd volunteered pro bono. Sarah, tears streaming, hugged Jax. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because no one helped my mom," he replied, his voice cracking for the first time in years. The gang escorted Tom out, handing him to the sheriff with evidence Sarah had quietly gathered. The town watched in awe as the bikers, once feared, revealed their hearts of gold. In the days that followed, Sarah left for a new life in Seattle, armed with hope and a network of unlikely allies. Willow Creek changed too, support groups formed, whispers turned to action. Jax and his wolves rode out, but their legend lingered, not as outlaws but as heroes in leather. In a world quick to judge by appearances, their act reminded everyone that true power lies in compassion, that one noticing glance can spark a revolution of kindness. And in the quiet miles ahead, Jax smiled, knowing humanity's light shines brightest in the darkest storms, inspiring us all to be the unexpected savior someone needs.